I didn't want it to be tied to output, right? I think that's the other trick.
I hear that with all my consulting engagements. Like nobody, even the client, they're like, I really don't want to mess around with that. So my favorite is like a retainer advisory like agreement. So it's like 20 hours a week or whatever. I don't like project because that can usually screw me over. But
That's the same with me.
yeah,
I'm basically working on a kind of a flat rate model, a subscription model that you either get like weekly consultation or once a month consultation. It's like your basic thing. And then
yeah,
if you want to add on half days, like I'm trying to get people to not think an hour. It's like basically you should get value from hanging out with me every week and me documenting and writing things down in Miro and asking you good questions and suggesting models and frameworks and things. But then when you're ready to design some stuff, then I already know what we're talking about. Because what normally happens is you try to compress all the most important stuff into like a tiny little time frame.
yeah,
Possibly understand the thing,
yeah,
and then there's a misunderstanding that costs you like a half a year or something like that. It's like, no, just hang out with somebody regularly for a little bit, and then they'll know what to make.
yeah.
Rather than just like, I got a half day. Can I give you all the information? But
Yeah, I used to use Nate's company at my last employer, like especially in the beginning where we didn't have enough work for full time, but I needed to occasionally expand capacity. And I'm like, I was like, can I almost like a retainer, like for a lawyer? Like, how about I buy like, 20 grand worth of hours from you now and you just give me a senior mid and like, low rate for different people and use it as I go.
that's nice.
Yeah, it worked out well.
That's Can's model.
He still does it. Yeah, but not before. Before projects and hourly, but Nate's down to do whatever. He's
Yeah. I like to control the process. So my problem.
We'll start here in a second. I'm just kind of taking care of some typical admin stuff I have to do when you log on. Okay, how do I sound today? They hooked up a Ethernet cable for me, so we should be good to go.
I mean, so far so good, but we'll see if you turn into a digital robot halfway through a lecture. So
yeah, same to you. Yeah, I see it on my end as well. Okay, so today we're going to be going through joining and merging data. I feel like these classes are getting more difficult as we go through it, but I suppose that's expected. I'm going to give you some simple stuff. I'll go into some more complex stuff, and then I'll kind of opine on, I guess my style and what I think is more common ways of doing things. Okay, so we're going to SQL joins. We're going to do some subqueries, unions. At the end, we're going to do some examples, and then I'll send you the SQL file for homework. So last class, loading tables, a couple different ways. I showed you, I wanted to show you how to do it with actual values because it'll help you understand, like if you've got if you want to add values to data, right? You'll be able to do it that way. Definitely more common way, I would say, is loading CSV files. Or you're going to make a direct connection from one database and then stage that data in a data lake, just a copy, and then you can ping it from there. So today we're going to go over joins. There's a number of different flavors to do that. You can do inner, left, or outer joins. Personally, with the data that I've worked with, I'll typically do like a lot of left joins. I mean, when you have like a star schema, which we don't really go over different schemas, I believe, in this course, but you've got like one big table of data and transactions. You've got a bunch of other tables around it. And so oftentimes it makes sense just to pull data from that main table and then that way. We're going to do a union. So instead of, joining left or right horizontally, we're just going to append vertically. And then we're going to look at doing some subquery, nested query statements. Okay, so that's where I'm explaining. So think of joining as kind of, left to right, and then appending data, or a union or merging it, is when you're going like top, bottom. One example of doing it that way would be if you've got to combine like multiple years of data. There's like I run into that issue all the time just because healthcare databases suck, and there's not a lot of resources. I got to get data like 1 year, like periods or something like that. Or you've got to chunk it for whatever reason. Like when I took down the WebMD database and I wanted like to combine all the states, but that's how I was doing it. It's like a state at a time, just because it takes so long. And you want to append all those together. Okay, a subquery. So something like this is where we're, summing friends, and then we're going to group them by state. There we go. Okay. So you can kind of watch this flow. I found some cool animations for this stuff. Yeah, I thought so. Okay. So how do you combine data? That's all we're doing. You join it, you append it. We're going to use where and join clauses. So here's some more detailed explanations. So I mentioned left join. So we're keeping everything from A, and where there's a match, we're going to pull over B. If there's no match, it's going to show up as null. We got some examples here. So being a matching product. So it's going to do it anyways, whether there's a product, if there's something there for B. Right join. We're going to have basically the same thing. And then there's a couple different inner join. So we're only going to keep the matches that are found. And then outer join is going to be everything. I'm not a huge fan of that. And you'll see why in a minute, because you'll see like everything from A. And then if there's a match, and then you'll see B, and then you're going to get like a ton of like blanks where A would be. Not something I use much, but you might find a scenario where it makes sense to you. Let's see this. Okay. So you can kind of watch here how an inner join works. So we only have 3 records because Matt, Lisa, and Sarah were the only commonalities between the two. So I've got a bunch of examples. I won't run them now, but I loaded the SQL scripts file into Slack. And so you can see here with our country and language tables, what you're seeing is when you see like a.name as country, that's an alias. So name is what the actual column name is, but you're just saying I'm gonna call it country. So if you look over here, it doesn't say name there. And then language, that's our second table. It's a little counterintuitive that you're gonna select the column language as B table, but we haven't identified the B table yet. So here from we're saying world country is A, and then later on we're saying join world.country language as B, the alias. That's all those are, is basically renaming things. And then down here is a condition where there's a column like, is this the official language? We're just saying T for true. So here's a left join. So notice we're going to keep Matt, Lisa, Jeff, and Sarah. But since Jeff is not on that other table, his values are popping up as null. All right. So which countries do not speak English as a language? So notice here, Angola, Afghanistan, Albania, we're getting null values. So here is an outer join. So notice how it kept Lewis at the bottom at the very end of that, and then we had nulls on the left side. That's just, I guess, why I don't like it that much. Okay, so we've got a full outer join example, and then we have a union. So list the names for all South American countries that speak/don't speak Portuguese while including all of the other languages. Okay, so I mean, I'm showing you the script here, but I added annotation of this one because there's a lot going on. So the first select statement that we have is we're using aliases and going to select the columns we want. So we've got the country, we got code. If you remember from the last class, that was like our primary key for going across tables. And we're just calling it country code. Language, like we saw from the previous example, we're making an alias, then later on we're going to identify that B table. World.country, we're taking the table and calling it A, creating the alias again. We're going to left join on world.country language as B. We've got code from our country table, and then we've got country code from, I believe, the country language table. And this is saying that we want Portuguese, where the continent is South America. So we're filtering that. And then union. So we're going to do our left join up here, and then we're going to do a union down here of our right join. And so that's what gets us. So we've got our nulls, we've got our country codes, and then down here we're just basically loading in the other languages, and then we're going to have null values on the country code side. Did you noticing there's a pattern? Okay, so we've got union and union all. Union all is going to take everything, including duplicates, and then union is going to get rid of those. So we've got an example here where we're listing all the countries in North America that speak English or Spanish as a language with duplication. So you can see United States there, and you can see, well, it keeps, that bottom comes up. You see United States again down there. Okay, again, I'm providing some annotation for you. Very similar to the previous example. You can notice a structure. We're selecting, we're making alias. We're going to do from as our first table. We're going to interjoin the world language table. We can specify how we want that to work and some other filtering, selecting different records. We're just going to basically paste the next query to the bottom of that, which we're doing an inner join. So you can do different joins while you're doing unions. So if you notice on this one, we don't have any duplication, which to me is, it's the one I go with. Okay, subqueries. You've got to close these in parentheses. We've got some various options here: row, column, table, and then we're evaluated from the inside outward. Okay, so this is what this looks like. So what's the total population of the continent of Asia? Creating a subquery. We're gonna, I had to change the cast as a big integer. I think it's, when we loaded it, it's a small integer. So that's, all that's doing is changing that to big integer, the data type. And then we're closing that, we're summing the total population from, and then we're selecting continent, name as country, population. Notice that there's a parentheses there, and there's a parentheses there to close it. As subcontinent, we're saying that's what we want this new table to be called. And then we're doing a group statement. And there we go, Asia output. I know we've gotten that answer before. There's a million ways to skin a cat. I'm showing you a different way to do it. Okay. Here's some annotation as to what we did. Oh no, this is a different one. Sorry. This is what we're doing here is we're doing, we have an inner query, and we have an outer query. And what this does is a couple things. So the inner, what this is going to do is, instead of just using Asia, it's now breaking all the countries out that are listed as Asia continent. This is helpful. I like this. Oh, whoops. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to load the COVID-19 table for this next one. I'm doing this just as a, repetition's our friend. So let me drop this CSV file into Slack. Okay. Oh, whoops. That's Christelle, you got yours early. All right. So it's loaded in the group chat. I'll give you a few minutes to get that loaded. There are a couple data type errors that will pop up. You got to work through.
So, in the import wizard, I bounced back and forth with its errors.
Mhm.
Is it supposed to take a long time to import if there's no errors?
You know, this one, it might take
Okay.
a little bit, which I'm not sure why. I mean, it's not a ton of data.
I just got the spinning loady wheel.
Yeah, just
I
wait
mean,
a minute till it's
okay.
done. So while that's loading, I have a question to whoever wants to take a crack at answering it. What is S1? What is this? What are we doing here? Alias. Creating an alias. Not to be confused with select max. That's not what we're doing. The max statement is calculating the total cases across the. We're selecting the largest amount of cases in each region, and then we're calculating the total cases across the U.S.
So the name is S1.
Yeah. Yep. What we're doing with this is we're selecting the state column in all the fields. The sub statement is what's grabbing us the total U.S. cases, calculating them, calculating the state cases, and then calculating the proportion in relation to the total U.S. I would say things like this are good for ad hoc reports. So, dashboarding is typically going to use that for repetition, things that are going to constantly be used, monthly revenue, number of customers or new customers. But there are a lot of times where, you're going to need to do like these one-off reports, or maybe you want to do it that way. So we're not going to wait until, I wouldn't pull it into Power BI and go through the fuss of setting all that up. And if you coded, you were in Tableau. Yeah, coding in DAX and Power BI can be a pain. When ChatGPT first came out, it was terrible, like absolutely horrendous. Like I was like, oh my god, this is great at Python, it's great at SQL, great at whatever, and it just totally was awful. But it's pretty good now.
The new model they're releasing for Christmas, I heard a rumor it's supposed to be 100 times more powerful. I don't know if that's true. I don't even know what that means.
I'm not surprised, but I think it was a month or two ago. I heard Sam Altman say we're 1,000 days away from AGI.
That's way accelerated past what it's supposed to be.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Okay. So with this one, we're getting all the state level info for COVID-19 for all states that begin with N. So alias wildcard means we're going to pull all the columns. We don't need to specify them from the table, and then we're letting it know that we want the table. This is the alias for the table. So that's where you see Q instead of this DBO US COVID cases. I see that used a lot. A lot of data engineers or BI people is a lot of times they just will put aliases. They don't feel like typing everything out over and over again. So we're selecting where, remember we said we can do some of this stuff in the where statement. So we're selecting, that's where we're making our selection, distinct records, where the state equals N. Okay. So I want somebody to give me an example of maybe why you would use an inner join versus a left.
So, yeah, I mean, my brain goes to demographics right away. Like if you're a store that's looking for data on people who own a home and have children,
Mm-hmm.
you just
Yep.
you just kind of need that overlapping area. You don't need the information from both sides.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's also a good framework to keep in mind that a lot of this stuff is useful when you're working with massive amounts of data. So if you can imagine if you had data from, well, even any state would probably be big for something like that, or the state of California, right? It would be absolutely massive. And so if we did a left join and then we wanted to go in and flag all the records that had a value. So if you had those nulls, you could flip that, make a new column, flip that to 0, populate everything else with ones. It's gonna be clunky. It's gonna be a lot to work with. You probably can't even pull it into Excel if you just need to do a quick ad hoc report or something. Okay. And then also, what about like a union? Somebody give me an example of when you'd use that.
Well, if you had monthly data and you wanted to combine it two months running, so
Yep.
you could analyze both months.
Yep. So if you couldn't hear Luke, he was saying if you had monthly data and you wanted to analyze both months, just like we talked about in time, what's an example not using a time period?
Really, any like records probably is the main thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Because you have to have the exact same amount of columns. You could make an accident and load an incorrect column and the statement's not going to know any difference. So you've got to be a bit careful there. But if you tried to do it and one table had 4 and another one had 6, you'll pop an error and it won't run. And then as you get into Python, I'm sure this will come up. If you have different data types, joins won't work, or it may not append properly. How about a full outer join? One use case for that is if you're exploring the data and you just want to see absolutely everything between the two tables. You could see matches, you can see where they don't match, maybe understand, what, for example, that can help understand the data entry process or where there might be errors actually in the data. Okay. Additional resources. If you do want live practice, there's some guided examples as well. I'll send the deck out once we're done today. We're not done. The homework is actually kind of long, so that's why I didn't want to spend a ton of time in this, and I want to be here. If you want to work through it, you can answer any questions. Before we get into that, though, homework is due before the next class. I've got instructions in the file. I'll send the deck out now too, because I've got this little image in here that'll help you kind of work through some of the questions. You can see the schema. You can see which columns are in what. And then on Monday, what we're going to do is we're going to go over all the homework assignments. We're going to go over the quiz. I'll have everything graded. and just get a little repetition to review that. So give me a second here to get everything loaded into Slack. Oh. Alec, got you in here.
So I got a question for you, James.
Yep.
So I'm trying to get this the COVID one loaded up in here, and when I use the import wizard and go through the steps, it looks like it's going all the way through. But when I refresh, my database for my tables, it's not in there. Like it won't show up, and I guess I'm not sure what I might be doing wrong.
Okay. Sorry, who was that talking? I was on a different screen.
No, you're good. That's Marcus.
Okay, Marcus, let me take a look.
Because I have the SQL Server import installed, everything like that. I don't know if that make a difference or not, but
That's interesting. Nothing happened?
yeah. So I right click on there, go to import wizard. I find the file that I have saved on my desktop or in one of the folders, I guess. Open it. Then 1 second here.
Okay, give me 1 sec so I can keep them working, and then I'll have you share your screen. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so if you can see my screen, this is what the SQL file looks like. So what I want you to do is take your script you create, just copy it over here after each question, and then save the file, and then you can just DM me on Slack. Okay. Okay, Marcus.
Yeah, I'll share my screen real quick with you. I won't let me share my other one. There we go. Sorry about that. All right. So I've gotten to where there we go. So then I obviously hit next. Then down here, import data, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I get all the way through here.
So you've got to fix that error.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Where would that be at?
So it's
Should I just do it during like chat GPT and just tell me? Or?
column 3 FIPS, the small integer. No, I'll help you. Hit previous.
Okay.
So the FIPS column.
Yep.
See where it says small int?
Yep.
You want to select integers. So what happens with these tools is it'll take its best guess at identifying what the data type is, but doesn't always get it correct. So now you've got another one here, and this here is for deaths, and it's marked where it's not allowed to have null values, but there are some. So click previous, allows nulls for deaths, and we want to turn that on.
Right there. All right.
Yep. Marcus, I did notice that that you didn't have the world tables loaded.
Yeah, I need to get that in there. That was the other night where I was having some issues too. But I'll get that done in there right now. I I had them download on the other one, so I was able to follow along. But I'll get
Okay.
into my specific one.
Yeah, the homework is using all three of those tables.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go through this process then too. I'll get those in there as well.
Cool.
Awesome. Thanks for that heads up, by the way.
You bet.
In real quick, that it might take like 2 to 3 minutes for that to load. So
Okay. I was wondering, I was like, man, it seemed like it'd get done and then it'd be letting me go back pretty quick. I didn't realize all that down there was giving me an error at first. So
Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense why it's taking a little bit longer now, but at least it's importing. All right. Well, yeah, I'll get the other ones in there and then I'll get working on the homework. Appreciate it, guys.
You bet. How are you doing, DeForest? You ready for this one today?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah,
How do you eat an elephant?
one bite at a time.
Starting with the ass, man. One
Yeah.
question, one problem, one error at a time.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's making me hot looking at these questions. My body temperature is raising up.
Yep, just a common thing that we all do is overcomplicating it. I can't tell you how many times I've burned many hours on trying to fix or solve an issue, and then I asked somebody on the team and they pointed out right away, and I'm like, oh, it's just some silly simple thing.
Okay.
But something else I want to do today too is if you got questions, post them in the Slack, and I kind of want to give you guys a chance to maybe help each other, because that's a huge part of learning. I ask my network still, the old employees I work with and data engineers, like I'll give them a call, just be like, hey, this is what I'm thinking about doing, or if I'm having an issue.
and are we using the US Zips database, or is there a different database that I'm missing?
It's using the world, so countries, cities, and country language. You have to load it first if you haven't done that already. So I provided, I think I sent those over, didn't I? Last class.
That was the one from last week, right? Add them to the table.
Yeah.
I mean, I got COVID, I got US Zips, I got Netflix, and then I got the one that we made for missing persons.
Yeah. So if you go to,
Oh, the world country, world city, world country language ones?
yeah.
Okay.
So are we just going over the homework individually right now, or are we going to have another lecture?
Yeah, so we had another lecture, but we ended early this time because the homework is challenging, and I did load, Alec. If you want to take a look at the deck, so we're doing joining and unions, subqueries today.
Yeah, I was in and out. I think I have food poisoning or something. So
Sure.
I'll be.
Hey James, quick question for you. On the homework assignments, did you want the results or did you want the queries
Nope.
plugged into?
Just queries.
Just the queries. Okay.
When I grade it, I'm just gonna run your queries.
Gotcha. Cool. Thanks.
Yep.
So I got another question for you here, James. So I'm trying to get the world ones in there as well, and I got them saved into a folder on my desktop. When I go to the wizard and all that, it won't let me install them, but when I just double click on them, it opens up like all the all the code and all that inside SQL by
Okay, I want to answer this one because I literally just
Go
did it
for
and worked through that. So those three world city, world country language, they are SQL files that will create the database when you run them.
Okay.
And you need to run world country first. Then
So I
world
need
city, then world country language.
but it won't let me. So sorry, it kind of cut off on me there for a second.
So open up world country as a SQL page and run it.
All right.
And then that will build a database, and then you can run world city after that. If you try to do it in a different order, it keeps saying that it's missing a certain part because you got to do world country first.
Because you're creating keys that are dependent between the tables.
Okay, but it like to even be able to then upload it or to import it.
Yeah, you don't use the import wizard. So in Azure Data Studio, file open.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes it easier.
Yeah. So import
right.
wizard. Yep, you got it. So import wizard is used for files containing the data, like .csv, comma separated value. Sometimes you'll see like tab delimited in like a text file, a txt file. And if you end up doing the cloud computing course, like the equivalent to that would be like Azure Blob Storage, where it's like folders and files that you can then bring into a SQL table.
Okay. Now, you mentioned when I had my tables pulled up though before that you didn't see these in there. How will they save underneath my database then, or will I need them to?
After you run all three, you should be able to refresh, and they should all pop up.
Oh, you're a wizard. All right. Yeah, I did. Okay, cool. Sorry, I don't know why I just have a mental fart right there, but thanks, guys.
No, it's all good. I mean, this stuff is new, and yeah, it's just two different methods on how to create a table and load it with data.
Perfect. No, I appreciate it. Thank you. That helps. All right, I'm all in now.
Is it case sensitive when you're doing all this?
The SQL script.
Yeah.
You know, Luke, did you experience any case sensitivity?
I did. Or I had some other error. It was all. Talk about that. I think it did better.
Yeah. Are you having an error?
Yeah, I'm having an error where it's saying invalid column name, and
Yeah. So the actual SQL scripting, I'm pretty sure it's forgiving, but you still have to match things. So you have to the column name has to be exact.
okay.
So there's a Wharton professor that makes just a ton of posts on large language models, AI, and things like that. And he just posted a Harvard study. What's that? Yeah. Yeah, I like that guy. Did you see that Harvard study that was showing that that students were learning quicker and than like that we're using GPT?
I know, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
He puts out a ton of stuff. So
I don't know where the guy has the time for that.
he must be mostly research.
Have you ever seen Justin Welsh on there? He's the number one voice on LinkedIn.
Okay.
He's my old boss.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Back when I was doing sales at ZocDoc. Yeah, he was my boss.
Huh.
And it is. Yeah, it is pretty wild. But he spent a few years like just figuring out that algorithm, and now he always posts what he makes on there. But he does it to help. He helps you do the same thing. Something like 2 million or something like this year. He's like 2.3 million. Yeah.
Is anybody else getting error codes when you're for the first question with ChatGPT? As I've gotten the error code, I put the code back into ChatGPT saying I'm getting an error code. Read through it trying to see where I'm getting the issue. It mentioned something about using a semicolon if need be, but just want to see if anyone else is getting similar errors.
So occasionally, yeah, I do sometimes with this stuff. Try prompting it to write it in the format of Azure SQL.
Also, sometimes like I find that the simpler code works easier. Sometimes Chat GPT does the parentheses and brackets and commas to an extreme. But if you're
Okay.
just doing like one line per thing, just from this, where this, you don't need a lot of that. Like mine turned out pretty simple, and it was just making sure that I was calling for the exact wording of the columns.
Okay. Because yeah, I mean, it sent me the first one, and it was a little bit, it mentioned that it had some possible excess in there. So then it gave me a more not dumbed down, but like reduced version. But I still got the code. So I just called for it to be in Azure SQL format. So let's see what we get there. So I mean, I took the question, I put it in there based on what we've had. So let's run this. You know what? Let me try something else. Let me try one thing. Sorry, I might be.
And feel free to share your screen if you want.
Okay. Let me do one real quick. Maybe this is it. Oh, no, never mind. I got it. I was just putting it in the wrong spot now. Cool. Sorry about that. I'll mute real
No
quick.
problem. It's all part of the process.
Are you saying we're all going to get a dog by the end of this?
I have 3 of them, so if anybody's interested in a few, let me know. More than happy to set you up. Great dogs, I'll say that. But
Okay, you have.
2 golden retrievers and a cockatiel.
Okay. Yeah, I got a dog back in January, a golden doodle,
Oh yeah,
the F1B. So he's
Okay.
like 60 pounds.
nice.
And man, he is ornery.
I bet.
What
Yeah.
was that third one that you had? A cockatiel?
Cockatiel, so King Charles and Cocker Spaniel mix.
I don't know what a King Charles is.
Yeah, he's about 25, 30 pounds. One of my Goldens is about 70 pounds. The other one's 120. So he's by far smaller than all of
Man.
them. And Hank's a big boy. Like, I mean, he's overweight. Yes, I'll give him that. But he's not like fat, round belly. He's just a big overall dog in general. Like length, height. Yeah, sheds a lot, but super, super chill.
Yeah, I think the next one I might get a retriever.
There you go.
You know, but I've heard those golden doodles, they're pretty crazy until they get to 1.5. Then they chill
Then
out.
they calm down. I mean, honestly, I think the same is going to be for a retriever. So when my wife got Mia, our kind of normal size golden retriever puppy, she had a ton of energy for the first year and a half as well, and then kind of mellowed out after that. Then I'd say.
Cool. Good to know.
Oh yeah, hopefully in a few more months and all that, be back to kind of calm down for you. What the heck? All right.
I'm not going to do this for the other questions, but to help get you started, I just posted the answer for number 1. Or I shouldn't say I should say a answer. Not sure if this will help some of you or not, but when I was learning, I kept code around almost like a toolbox. And then instead of writing it from scratch, if I thought of some code that could be applied to a new question, I would copy that over and then just alter it. Having Chat GPT though, I don't know if you need to do that, but pre Chat GPT, it was very helpful.
You might have sent that question to an individual and not the classroom.
You know what? I do that all the time because I'm getting messages from people while while I'm trying to talk to you, and then I don't change the chat.
So is it safe to assume that for all these questions, we're using a join or a union or a merge of some sort?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's me again, guys. Sorry, you're going to hear my voice quite a bit tonight. We're on number 2 here. So I keep getting the invalid object name world.country _ languages. I literally took both the data sets, world country languages, and I put them into Chat GPT, and I'm still getting that error code. I was getting it before. I'm still getting it now.
Can you want to share your screen?
And then also you said underscore, and both of mine don't have underscores. So maybe you're
just take them out.
Underscore in your code is confusing it because it's not finding that in the databases.
All right, so I just took it out, and with the world, it says invalid object name, world, country, languages again.
You want to share it?
Yeah, give me 1 sec here. Then I will.
Yeah, now you understand my pain sharing screens on this thing, huh?
Yeah, it's not necessarily the easiest thing, that's for sure.
I'm also stuck on number 2, but I'm trying to figure out the proper union. Because I'm pretty sure we have to make a union of world country and world country language so that we can find just Asia and then use that to find the official languages. But I also think I might be making that too complicated.
Number 2?
Yeah. Because world country language doesn't have the country names, just the country code. And world countries has the country codes along with the continent names and whatnot.
I don't know if you can see my screen, but here's kind of what I got.
Nope.
Okay, there we go.
I'm literally copying it from what I'm getting in Chat GPT. Like I said, I've included both world countries and world country languages into it to pull.
Languages.
It's
just language.
God. Maybe I should never be a programmer.
No, you're honest. You're honestly, I've done this. I've done that thousands of times. I was just saying, remember, I was like, I've spun my wheels on something like this for hours. want to like, bash my head on the table, and then a colleague comes up, it's like, oh yeah, take out the S.
All right, so question now for you. So it
Yep.
says commands completed successfully, but I'm not getting any results showing down here. Should I just copy this and open a new query real quick?
I think you're on messages instead of results, Marcus. So if you scroll to
Yeah.
the left in that bottom tab somehow, then you have to click on results.
Where are you talking about?
So it should be to the left of messages. I don't know how you scroll to the left,
Oh,
though.
I need to somehow get this.
Now I'm confused because I don't even have messages.
I'm rattled. He's rattled. You know what? We're just going to make this real easy. No query. What the?
But he is right because mine's has it. I don't even know what messages are.
Well, country code unvalid. All right, so riddle me this then. Says commands completed successfully here. I know I can't somehow get to results showing messages. I go to a new one. I literally copy and paste what I had in that one to here. Now I get another error,
Invalid column name, country code.
which I can go look up. But I guess my question would be is how does it show it's I guess maybe I didn't hit run. No, I didn't hit run.
There you
I'm stupid.
go. Don't beat yourself up.
It's one of those days. All right. Well, I'm on a mission. Okay. I'll try to figure out why country code won't be working.
I think I messed myself up trying to figure out a solution to Ethan's problem. I accidentally got rid of the menu bar.
Oh.
Oh wait, never mind. Found a fix. We're good.
All right. Let's see what we can't find right here. "20th time's a charm." Oh.
Maybe check the spelling of your. Okay, world. Yeah, your spelling of world.country language is all lowercase. And the table is capital C, capital L, and same thing with country.
You said and world too? Oh yeah, world would be
World's lowercase.
Okay.
And then you've got from world.country. The country's still lowercase on that one after the from statement.
Oh, got it. Okay. Okay, let's see if country.
So check your column names. So you can there is a folder where if you
That's what I'm gonna go do. So just open a new query and then just pull them in there. So
no, you can actually look from that panel there. There's a folder called columns on the left side under world country.
Oh yeah, all right.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay, so I think I know what it's doing. So your ID on that one is going to be code, that first column, not country ID. I don't know why it.
Right here, so it should just be code.
Yeah, with the capital C, I think it was. But C dot, yeah, you still want your dot there.
Oh, C dot.
Well, in world.country, it's just called code, and in world.country language, it's called country code.
Yep.
Yeah, country.
But I'm still trying to figure out how to get his results page up, because that's the main thing.
Oh, it hasn't ran properly yet.
All right, so I got my C dot code here, and should I just make it C dot country code?
No. So because it's different, so the next one make it so C1 dot country code instead of
All right.
country ID.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Official language.
Troublesome values.
Okay. Ooh.
I got it, guys. I got it.
Hey, there we go.
So up top by select distinct and all that, I think it had like country language or something like that. So I had to change that to language. And then, like you said, the C code and all that. So
There you go. You're off to the races.
number 2, done. I'll stop sharing, I guess.
What the heck? All right. You got it? Okay.
The GPT helped me find the right answer. Kept validating it wrong.
So for number 3, like I feel like I did it, but is St. Pierce in McQuillan part of North America?
I've never heard of it. How many records do you have, though?
5.
Okay, so there should be a lot more. I was just looking at this for somebody else here that was chatting with me. Did you use the region column or continent?
Region.
Yeah, flip it to continent.
I was about to say, because it was United States, Canada, Bermuda, don't know enough about it. Greenland, pretty sure that's not it, but St. Pierce and McQuillan.
What was that again? We need to change it from, because I have the same thing. I have those same 5 for you.
It's the region column.
Okay. It says North America and change it to where? Continent?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, on the null values.
Okay.
Now I have 37.
Correct.
Okay.
Man, when I type in continent instead of North America, all it pops up is country and then English speak. It doesn't give me anything additional. Like no columns of actual anything.
You want to share your screen?
Oh yeah.
Here we go.
I'm gonna be real good at this, guys, by the end of the night. I promise you that. If nothing else, I will be able to share my screen. All right, it should hopefully be popping up for you.
Okay.
I made sure I spelled it correctly. We got world, country, language. I mean, everything works other than, like I said, when I had North America, I had those 5 in there that you're talking about. But
Yeah. So what this means is that there's no records that are being populated.
gotcha.
C1 language. I don't see that in the select statement.
Oh, gotcha. It's C1 percentage. Should I copy this and move it up into select?
Yeah.
Mine works without the language. Do I need to have the language appear?
Oh, no, I'm just helping him work through this since it was a part of the logic. So, okay.
Uh-huh.
You know what? That may
this-
not be it. I just noticed in your where statement, you're taking the region column and just renaming it continent.
Yep.
Where
Oh.
region equals continent? Well, for
That's
one
just-
thing, we got to switch region to continent.
Correct. Yeah, so it should be C dot continent.
And
And
then,
then,
But
And
I
then
don't know if that's going to solve the problem here, but
and then you want the other continent to equal North America.
okay, that makes a lot more sense there.
yeah.
America.
See if the America. There we are.
Boom. Look at that.
Lovely. It's like I'm getting close on a lot of these, but it's
Yeah.
not quite. No cigar. Okay. And then I can stop sharing. I'm working through number 4. Ran into some issues with it, but I'm trying to grind.
All right. I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break. I'll be right back.
Have fun.
Wait, don't go.
Patrick, are you on number 4?
Yes, I'm on number 4. Long story short, you copy paste the question into ChatGPT, but
Oh,
at the
100%.
very beginning you put in SQL, comma, how to the question.
Okay.
And then you just gotta kind of poke at it to make sure, because it's going to give you just default fill-in values.
Yeah, that's
You
the
copy
issue.
paste it and then tweak them to match, and it gets you like 95% of the way there.
Okay, I can do that. I'm having issues. It says invalid column name region. And I mean, I have region spelled correctly, which sounds dumb, but like
Region versus regions.
I don't have an S on there, and there's no S in World City column.
Because it's not giving me issues for capitalization, but it's everything's got to be spelled correctly.
Yeah, I don't like that's the only error I have left. Like I had a few of them to start with. I was able to work through them, but like just trying to figure out.
And from what I can tell, ChatGPT loves to make everything plural when a lot of our stuff is singular words.
Yeah, I've noticed that as well. All right, this region thing is going to piss me off. All right, let me see what I can find out. I appreciate all the help, by the way, man.
I mean, it's only like a little more than an hour into class, and we're really just doing homework together.
True. Let's see what we can.
Because like for number 4, we're going to be using the world.city database with world country language, I believe. So that'll mix things up a little bit.
True. Maybe it'd be country code. Yeah, maybe that's it there. Let's try that. Well, I did that, and I got the city name thing. So it's pulling from something, but it's not pulling from all the information. You have name marks. Okay. James, you guys got time for one more?
Of course. That's what I'm here for.
All right. Thanks. So, there we go. It started off as having errors with, sorry, I don't know why it's, there we go. Let me pull this down. So it started off as having the error code with c.region right here. Since then, I messed around with country code, putting it in here, trying to get different, make sure kind of the same issue I had last time, trying to fix that. And and like I said, I'm getting this city name down here, so it's not giving me a necessarily error code, but obviously it's not pulling all the information.
Yeah, because
I'm just confused on what I should be using here. I've tried city, I've tried
name as
code.
city name. City as C. Okay.
I tried district. I guess I tried that, but
So your city name is North America?
no. It should probably be name, I'd guess, and then maybe North America over here. Right?
No. So okay. Cities with okay. Getting close though. I'm just checking
No, you're good.
your work here.
Yeah, I mean, I have had a few more errors that I was actually able to kind of work through, which was nice.
So you're missing a column in your select statement,
Okay.
which would be language from the other table.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, yeah. Is there anything specific I should?
No.
Wouldn't language be one dot language for?
Yeah, C1 dot language.
Oh, yeah.
Good call out. You don't have to do that. You could, if you're going to keep the same name, you can just leave it.
What do you mean? Just do it like
Yeah, you don't need to. Yeah, you don't need to do as from world.city as C looks good. The next part, you're going to want to use an inner join.
Inner join.
Okay.
So we have to type out inner join, right?
Yeah.
Because
It's saying I have the error with the C1. Is there a specific?
it should just be one, right?
That's all I had in there was just one, but saying syntax.
No, like it's not C1, it's just one dot language.
Oh, shoot. Gotcha.
Well, you can't. No, you can
No.
do C. Yeah, you want the C in there. Or do L. Use L.
Oh, there you go. Okay. It's still giving me incorrect syntax.
Just give it a second here.
No, I still need to put something in
Comma.
here.
Oh, you're missing a comma after city name.
Okay.
Okay, so
Commas.
yeah, we've got to fix it because it's
Then
All
it's just coming down to
syntax error anymore. Okay. Yep. So we've got to keep working through this. So
I can keep doing that.
yeah. So for inner join, we need to do one on your world.country table.
Okay.
And do the world.country one first. You can move it here in a second or whatever you want to do, but and then as we'll give it an alias, put like CO.
Wait, are we joining 3?
Yeah, we're going to join that onto the country code.
Okay.
For a city. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I think you were listening to me. So on C dot country code.
Should it be C1?
Not city. Yeah, no, I meant the table, but because you've got C as your world city. Yeah. So right there. So put country code where you have C dot city, you want C dot country code.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And then equals, your equal after your equals is going to be let's see. Yep, you're good. So let's put that one first.
So it should be C dot country code equals C1 dot country code,
L.
or CL dot country code.
Yeah, so move that above your country language.
Okay.
Okay. And then, so between those two, you're going to put another inner join statement.
Probably need a comma up here then.
No, but I would back for formatting your inner join, I would back it out there.
There we go.
Okay. And then no comma after your second one. Okay. Where?
Then it looks like I need the name. The last part's down here where I was messing around initially with like region, name, country code. Basically put anything I could. And I can do.
Yeah. So let's look at the first one. So population. Great. That looks good. Language.
Mine says that the second country code could not be bound.
Could not be bound.
Yeah.
Let me finish looking at this one.
I was about to say mine looks very similar to his. I've been following along.
And C instead of C dot name, actually let's use region for this one. So I know I told you continent a second ago, but do so CO dot region.
Oh, I've been using district.
Okay.
Equals North America.
Give her a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, multi-part identifier.
Okay. Put that into your chat GPT there.
Okay. Oh, that's annoying.
Oh, I think I see it here. Your first inner join.
Mm-hmm.
So where it says world.country as CO on C.country code equals CL country code.
Yeah.
It equals CO.code.
Oh, just code, not country code.
On the right side of the equal sign.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So that one is C. You need a O. CO.
Now mine just doesn't like country code. I'm just going to lowercase everything.
Well, it got rid of by syntax error.
Yeah. So your next inner join. Country language as CL on CO.code.
Right on the left side or right side?
Yep, you're in the right spot.
All right, so CO.code.
Yeah.
There we go. I have duplication though.
Got it, Jonathan. You need a C in front
Oh
of it.
yeah, I just realized that. There we are.
Hey, there we go.
So mine's coming up a little different.
Okay.
My language just is one, or is just one. It just shows up as a one.
Okay. You want to flip your screen on?
It's my turn.
I'll stop sharing for you.
Let's see here. Oh my god, I got so many windows open. Dear Lord. Is it going?
Give me a second here. Okay.
So mine's pretty similar to his.
Yeah.
And just down. It's just one. His said English.
So your second inner join.
Okay.
Oh, because you said as you. Oh, all right. So you did one dot language.
Yeah.
And then on the bottom, you're basically stating that you want language column to equal one.
Really?
Yeah, it's getting confused. So in your select statement, instead of
Yeah.
using one, do CL.
And then that means go around changing all the other ones to CL.
Well, and then we're not quite done with that yet. So here, I'm gonna
I mean, that fixed it.
yeah, okay.
English, Spanish, English, Spanish. Okay.
I don't know if that looks that output looks no. Yeah, no, you got it.
Okay. So avoid using numbers unless needed.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Gotcha. And I'm out. There we go.
You ain't kidding, because I just ran my number 5 one and it's saying syntax here near number 1. I'm like, well, I do need a.
At least you shared for a minute.
You know what? Let's just take it out there, maybe. Maybe I need to do this.
So I just uploaded the expected answers for each or comment or output for each question. So you can reference that as you go along.
Just for clarification, since we have 12 pages, it looks like they all match the question that they're for, and then number 10 is just really long.
12 pages?
Of what you posted, yes, there's 12 pages. And so I'm assuming the 10th question just has a really long output, and everything else looks like it matches.
Are you previewing it, or are you opening the Excel file?
Previewing it.
Oh, that's probably why. It should just be 10 tabs. Yeah, so 10's really long.
Okay.
That'd be my guess. I haven't previewed a Excel file in there.
Okay. And now I'm more confused.
Oh, Patrick, are you trying to show me something?
Yeah, and I just talked about it totally muted.
I was wondering what was going on. I saw it staged. Okay. Which question is this?
This is number 5, and I've been dancing around with the error codes, fixing this and that, and I don't got anything for this one. And I don't know if I'm joining them wrong or if I'm not calling enough information for it to join properly. But as far as the code is, I feel like it's typed correctly. Earlier, when I was dancing with the error codes, I just got a column of language, which I know is up in select, but I'm not getting any output apart from that.
Okay. Oops. I'm going to provide the solution for this one because there's a having statement in there. We didn't review that.
A having. Yeah.
Okay. For Okay, so I just posted it in the let's make sure I got the right chat. Yeah, I got the right chat this time.
From yours is a lot simpler.
Yes.
So I don't need that whole nest of it counting for T's. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So to specify for Monday is if I'm digesting it correctly, Monday's the day when all of our homework is due.
Did you not turn in the first one?
I'm not entirely sure which ones I have and haven't turned in at this point. I feel like there's one I haven't and at least one I have. And if there was any more than 2, then I've missed something. Well, this would make it.
Well, I think the last class we had that exercise we were working on.
Yeah. Because I know I turned in one. Part of me feels like I haven't turned in another. And then today we're working on. And so I just know somewhere in my head I need to check that I have things turned in.
So see, I'm glad you asked. I turned in assignment number 1 from the first night. I remember number 2, you mentioned we didn't have homework because we were studying for the quiz for Monday. I guess this was their homework then on Monday that we needed to turn in.
Yeah, we were working on that exercise at the end of the class.
Okay, I'll get on that then.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, turn
There
them
was a lot
in.
of internet issues.
Yeah, so turn that in. The class is pass fail, right? And so if you submit something, and I know you're working hard on it, I'll give you tips on where you went wrong. Provide the solution or whatever it is.
Okay.
Basically, what I'm saying, if you're working, I'm gonna, and you're trying, then I'll give you a pass.
Well, because I know it took us a good hour and a half to do 5 questions, and so it's probably going to take another hour and a half to do 5 more.
Yeah, and then this is the hardest.
It is getting easier though.
One thing I will say, so I took the answer for number 5, or the one that you posted, and I put it back into ChatGPT to let it know, like, hey, this is actually what I was looking for. And since then, the next 2 questions, I've been able to get. I guess I'll need to go compare it, but I haven't been getting errors. I've been actually getting legitimate what look like.
You're training the computer to give
I
you
am.
answers better.
Damn
There
right
you
I
go.
am. I'm not getting smarter, but I'll help
I
make it smarter.
I'm like, no, you're not doing that right. Like occasionally we'll get stuff wrong, and you can correct it.
Yep. But I mean, yeah, so we'll see. I need to go back and compare the answers to the correct ones, but hopefully.
I still feel weird knowing that all these other times I tried Chat GPT, it wasn't as like easy and clean as this.
Yeah. Yep. So and now it's going to remember that. So whether you pop open a new chat or whatever it is,
and it does 80% of the work, and I love it. But yeah, I'm getting my kids.
Also, tell it to annotate each line. That'll help walk you through what it's doing.
But I'm getting the kids off to bed. This is my last day at this apartment, so come Saturday, Sunday, I will send you my new IP address so that I can keep working.
You got it.
But yeah, I'm gonna sign out.
All righty.
Have a good night.
All right, we'll see you. Thanks.
You too. Right, gonna end the stream.